guys, it's Adrian. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am here to bring you the top 10 books that I have read in the year so far. This wasn't very easy, and the funny thing that I found was that not all of these books were the highest rating, but they were the books that stuck with me the most and that were the most memorable. So let's jump right into it. These are in no particular order as of which one was my favorite. They're just kind of in order of which book I read first. Book number 1 I read in the month of January, and that was Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. This was fantastic. It was epic. The story moved quite quickly. These characters never got a break, and I think I was up till like 4 o'clock in the morning trying to finish this book. It was fantastic. This is the second book to the Six of Crows duology. I do not have a spoiler-free review up for this one yet. I might still do one, but I do have one up for Six of Crows in case you have not heard of this duology yet. But if you haven't, you should read it because this was really good. Obviously, it made my top 10. And then in the month of February, Kim from Kim here and I hosted a read-along for Caraval. This book was again interesting. This is one though that the more I thought about it, the less I liked. Not so much that I didn't make the top 10. I still really enjoyed it, especially because I enjoyed it so much while I was reading it. I think that's important. So we'll see if this makes my top list for the end of the year, but for now I enjoyed this enough. It got a 4.5 stars, and I think later on I knocked that down to a 4 stars. Also in the month of February, my first nonfiction read of the year was Furiously Happy by Jenny Lawson. This got a 5 stars. This book was so funny. I kind of need to find another funny book. I think I might pick up Jenny Lawson's second book because this book just made me laugh, but it was also so insightful. This is a memoir about her struggle with mental illness. I found it very enlightening and very humorous, which is the best combination for a memoir in my opinion anyway. Book number 4 is a book that I read together with Book Club Java and the Librarians. I'll leave a description box where you can find their channel down there where they read a book once a month, and at the end of the month they have a live show, and those live shows are always so hysterical. I love it. I love reading books with those girls because they're just fantastic people. But the book that I'm talking about is To School for Good and Evil by Sanan Janani. This was a book that I had some serious issues with as a middle grade. As an adult, I really enjoyed it. I'm not going to get into that too much. I do have a spoiler-free review on this one if you're interested, that starts off spoiler-free and then goes into a little bit more spoilery details why I have some issues in it. But reading it for my own enjoyment, I really enjoyed this book. For middle grade, not so much. But like I said, story for another day. Book number 5 is a book that I read in April, and that was The Handmaid's Tale. I'm not really that great at describing this book, but basically this is a dystopian book that is loosely, very loosely, comes from biblical laws that people have taken and twisted to their own manipulative ways. And it basically says that if a man can't get a woman pregnant, then he can take in a second wife. So they have these handmaids who are basically surrogate mothers, sort of. It's complicated, but it's about this one girl who is one of these and her struggle getting through them. So that's what I'm gonna say because I'm just messing this all up. It is a very good book. I enjoyed it a lot. I gave it a 4.5 stars, I think. Book number 6 I read in the month of March. I feel like I read this a lot more recently, but apparently I didn't. That's Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. This one got a 4.5 stars for me. I enjoyed this one. It was a little bit slow to get into, but the series really picks up after that. I'm currently in the middle of Well of Ascension, which is the second book to this trilogy. This is a trilogy, not a duology. I really enjoyed it. The magical system is quite complicated. It follows a girl named Vin and her adventures while she discovers her magical abilities and things about herself and about her friends, and it's very politically intriguing. Vin comes into contact with a crew of individuals and they work together to take down the final empire. But the cool thing about this is that they ingest metals to be able to do magical powers, which is something that I have never seen before. I thought it would be kind of weird, but it was actually really good. I enjoyed it, and I'm thoroughly enjoying the rest of the series. I think Brandon Sanderson is definitely one of my favorite authors. I'm realizing that a lot of these books are young adult books, but you know, what are you gonna do? That's what I read. Number 7 is Illuminae by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This is a sci-fi book, and I don't usually read sci-fi. I don't particularly like sci-fi, and yet 2 of the books that are on this list are sci-fi books. This book is about a girl named Katie and a boy named Ezra who break up on the day that total destruction comes to the planet that they're living on, and they are evacuated into these spaceships, and so they get separated and things just go all downhill from there. And it's told through different mediums, chat messages and surveillance things. I'm sure you all know this book has been going around for a while. I wasn't too sure how I would feel about this, but I had heard that it was very fast-paced, and when I was reading this book, I needed a fast-paced book, and it was. I read it in like 3 days, and this book is like 500 pages long. I loved this book. Book number 8, in all honesty, I can't tell if I really enjoyed this book, if it was worthy of the top 10, or if it's just a decision I made out of loyalty. But there you have it. That is A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. This is a 3rd book to the Avatar series. I talked about this in my last wrap-up. I did enjoy this book, but I had so much anticipation for the book, and it just didn't live up to all the expectations that I had. It was really good, don't get me wrong. I did enjoy it, but it wasn't as good as A Court of Mist and Fury. So I did enjoy this book, but I have kind of a love-hate relationship with it, so I'm not sure if it deserves to be on this list, but nonetheless, I am a faithful person. Book number 9 is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. This book was really good, but again, it's one of those books that I don't think I can explain very well. But basically, it's about a circus at night. I should get paid for this. It's about a night circus. No, but seriously, this is about 2 magicians that are set up to against each other to perform a duel or a challenge, a competition, whatever you want to call it. And their venue is the circus, which you see the development for the entire time. And it is such a magical book. I didn't understand everything completely all the way, and I talked about that again in my last wrap up. But I so enjoyed it. It just felt so magical. I felt like I was there, and I think that was the coolest part. I wanted to actually be a part of the circus. So I really, really, really enjoyed this one. Last up is a book that I read just a couple weeks ago, and that is Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. This is the 2nd sci-fi book on this list. This book was so fast-paced. That must be it. Both sci-fi books that I've read so far were very fast-paced. But this book was fast-paced, and it was mind-boggling, and it was stressful, and it made me furious, and it made me laugh, and it did everything that a book should do. This is about a guy named Jason Destin who is abducted, and when he wakes up, he is no longer with his family or in the world where his family is, because his family doesn't exist anymore. He's not the guy that he was. He's the same name, but he's a completely different person, and he's trying to figure out if somebody played this huge prank on him or what the heck just happened. That is pretty much what I said the entire book. What the heck just happened? Fantastic book. I feel like I've said fantastic in every single book, but you get what I mean. Go read it if you haven't read it yet. That wraps it up for my mid-year top 10. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite book was you've read so far this year. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't already, I'd love for you to subscribe, because I post new videos every Tuesday and Saturday. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you next time. Bye!